So we want to now look at a general approach for analyzing shocks in the ISLM model and also look at the transition back to general equilibrium. For this, we'll take the Keynesian economist approach. We'll start off with what is a starting position, where we will start with general equilibrium, where output is at full employment level. This is given at the intersection of all the three curves, IS curve, LM curve, and FE line. So then we will apply a shock. And we'll ask ourselves which curve, IS, LM, or FE will shift and which way, left or right. Now here, something to keep in mind is the IS curve will shift whenever there's a change in demand for goods and services for a given hour, as that changes the equilibrium Y in the goods market for any given hour. LM curve shifts because of changes in rate money supply or rate money demand for a given Y, as that changes equilibrium R for any given Y. So let's first look at what are the short-term effects. So then we'll focus on the short-term effects, where in the short term, prices are fixed and firms meet demand at these prices, so it's the output that changes. We will find our new short-term equilibrium at the intersection of the relevant IS and LM curves, where the idea is that if the IS curve shifts, then our short-term equilibrium will be at the intersection of the new IS curve and the LM curve. If the LM curve shifts, then our new short-term equilibrium will be at the point of intersection of our IS curve and new LM curve. So then we ask ourselves what happens to R and Y in the short term. So then we look at the transition from the new short-term equilibrium towards the new long-term equilibrium. Here, this adjustment process or transition happens through changes in prices, which affect real money supply, and that shifts the LM curve until the economy reaches a longer equilibrium where output is equal to the natural level or potential level. So then we analyze our longer effects, where in the long run, prices adjust and respond to the output gap. So we find a new longer equilibrium at the intersection of the relevant IS curve, LM curve, FE line, and then we ask ourselves what happens to R and Y in the long run. Now, if we wanted to analyze the impact on additional variables, whether in the short run or the long run, this is how we can go about doing that. Where say we wanted to look at the impact of consumption. So we know consumption depends upon disposable income. So we will see how income or output Y changes to see what the impact on C consumption be. And here, keep in mind, consumption and output or income are positively related. If we wanted to look at the impact on investment, then we will look at through the impact on real interest rate, as investment and real interest rate are inversely related. If we wanted to look at the impact of unemployment rate, then by the Okun's law, we know we should look at output because Okun's law is an empirical negative relationship between output and unemployment rate.